Hey, folks, really enjoyed our conversation on chapter 8. Um, and I noticed maybe some increased um, intensity of perspectivizing, I think. I wouldn't say we were disagreeing, though I think there are some nodal points that are occurring, and I don't know exactly what to make of it or what they are, but I wanted to um, I wanted to sort of button up what I've been hoping to contribute a little bit, and as a way for perhaps contributing to the readying for chapter 9. Um, and I want to do it in the theme of freedom and development. Not something we didn't get to talk about, but clearly something in my mind that is emerging at this time. Chapter 8, Chapter 7, with Hegel and the German idealists. They are nobody says here's freedom and here's the developmental path toward it, but it seems it's implicit or as a symptom of the time. So that's encouraging, and I found myself maybe over personalizing my opinion about that. Maybe not. This is what I mean by nodal points, and I think we can really tease this all out. Like, I really appreciated Lorenzo's and John's approach, as they are extraordinarily creative, and also what do you say, a big pattern, really keeping us open to the big patterns, arcing patterns. Lorenzo's interest in esoteric and magic is extraordinarily important in this, and John's interest in what I would say is something like ritual, and the importance of ritual and sort of nonverbal ceremony, and really reading those patterns. I think that's so important. And there's the evolution of consciousness, which is a sort of mysterious pattern itself. And I think at some point we're going to have to talk about what that means, evolution of consciousness. But I want to talk about it at this moment as relates to what I'm grappling with. Let's just say, I don't want to seem oversure. Maybe I'm overstrident in my expression. Sometimes makes it sound like I'm more certain than I am, but I'm really finding this enriching as a path of discovery with you all. And so I wanted to then pick up actually problematize freedom, because the reason why I was contending what I was contending, or exploring what I was exploring about the two paths in their absolutely divergent nature, is because I'm experiencing that is a severe problem of our time right now. And I don't want to overlay that to that time, because I think if I'm wrong, or if I'm not right enough, say, it's discoverable in this text. And I want to stay with the text as it is and where we are in it. And moving into the problems of psychology may cause me to be more myopic than I would like to be as relates to the symptoms of our time. But here's one thing I feel quite sure about, and that is that up until this point, up until the point of freedom and development as major players in the world conceptions and the effects of those world conceptions, we're talking about an evolution of consciousness that is largely impulse driven. But once freedom comes into the equation, then that means we don't have to evolutionarily choose to become free, become more free through a developmental process and pathway, or pathways probably is a better way to put it. And so that's where I sort of would like to leave the question, is where in this next chapter are we going to be grappling with freedom and development, and into the chapters to follow and into the final chapter, a case for anthroposophy, essentially. Because if there's an evolution from sentient consciousness metamorphosing into intellectual soul, intellectual consciousness, morphing into then consciousness soul, that is self-consciousness, consciousness of the soul, within the soul, and I would suggest outside the soul from a spiritual perspective. Let's just leave it at that for now. Then the next step seems to me to be, and I guess this is a question, is the next step dependent upon a free developmental path toward leveling up consciousness into a more participatory consciousness? And in Steinerian terms, that would be going from consciousness soul to life spirit, which would be a transformation of the soul body as a whole itself, so that it became a perceiver into the life processes of the world through imaginal consciousness. And will imaginal consciousness just develop through this impulse-related, metamorphic, organismic process that has brought us to this point? And I don't have a certain answer, but I think you can guess what I think about that. So yeah, I think that's a good place for me to ready myself, at least, and I hope it's helpful in readying us for chapter 9, in some way contributive to that process. Thank you.